Australia is an amazing country, with an impressive variety of landscapes, cultures and attractions. From the crystal-clear waters of the Great Barrier Reef, to the stunning rock formations of the 12 Apostles, from the majesty of Uluru to the picturesque beauty of Byron Bay, Australia is truly a unique country in the world. Are you ready to embark on this unforgettable adventure? Then, sit back and let yourself be enchanted by Australia. The Great Barrier Reef is one of the most incredible natural wonders of the world. It is the largest coral reef system on the planet, stretching for over 2,300 kilometers along the northeastern coast of Australia. It is an extraordinary ecosystem, hosting a staggering biodiversity, with more than 1,500 species of fish, 400 species of coral, 4,000 species of mollusks, and 6 species of marine turtles. The reef is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site, protecting the Australian coast from weathering and providing a vital habitat for many marine species. The reef is a paradise for nature and adventure lovers, who can explore its magnificent waters and its colourful and lively marine life. You can snorkel or scuba dive to see the corals and fish up close, or hop on a glass-bottom boat or a seaplane to admire the reef from above. No doubt it is a spectacular natural treasure. Sydney Harbour is one of the most beautiful and iconic natural harbours in the world. It is located in the heart of Sydney and is surrounded by stunning urban and natural landscapes. The harbour hosts two of the most famous and photographed monuments in the world, the Opera House and the Sydney Harbour Bridge. The Opera House is an extraordinary architectural work shaped like white sails overlooking the water. It was designed by the Danish architect John Utzon and took 14 years of work to be completed. Today it is one of the most important and prestigious theatres in the world, hosting shows of music, dance, theatre and opera. The Sydney Harbour Bridge, on the other hand, is an imposing metal bridge that connects the city centre with the North Shore. It measures about 1,150 metres in length and 134 metres in height. From the bridge you can enjoy an impressive view of the harbour and the city. Sydney Harbour is not only beauty, but also fun. Here you can attend the events that animate the harbour throughout the year, such as the Vivid Sydney Light Festival, or the fantastic New Year's Eve fireworks. Uluru is a gigantic red rock that lies in the middle of the Australian desert. It is a sacred rock, a place of great spiritual significance for the Aboriginal people who have lived in this area for thousands of years. And not only, it is also one of the most spectacular tourist attractions in Australia. Uluru is a sandstone monolith of 348 metres in height and 9.4 kilometres in perimeter that stands solitary in the middle of the outback, the Red Desert of Australia. It is also known as Ayers Rock, after the name of the first European explorer, who discovered it in 1873. But its true name is Uluru, which in Aboriginal language means Great Rock. Uluru has a rounded shape and an irregular surface, rich in cracks, caves and rock paintings. The most amazing thing about Uluru is its intense red color, which changes depending on the sunlight and the season. At sunset and sunrise, the rock seems to light up with a wonderful glow that varies from red to purple to golden. This phenomenon is due to the reflection of light on the iron particles present in the sandstone. It is an unforgettable spectacle. Uluru is part of the Ulu Kata Tijua National Park, which also includes other rock formations called Kata Tjuta or Olgas. The park is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the natural wonders of Australia. Uluru is a magical and fascinating place, where nature and spirituality blend in a unique way that leaves you speechless. The Great Ocean Road is a coastal road of 240 kilometres that winds along the southwest coast of the state of Victoria. It was built between 1919 and 1932 by soldiers returning from World War I in memory of their fallen comrades. Today it is considered the largest war memorial in the world and one of the most popular tourist attractions in Australia. Driving along the Great Ocean Road, you can admire wonderful landscapes that vary between beaches, cliffs, forests, and countryside. The road also offers access to several tourist attractions, including the famous 12 Apostles, a series of limestone rock formations that rise from the ocean. The 12 Apostles are imposing rock formations that stand out from the sea, created by the erosion of waves for thousands of years. Their name derives from the fact that originally they were 12, but now only 8 remain, due to the collapse of some of them. Other natural wonders along the road are the London Arch, a natural arch that resembles a bridge, the Lockard Gorge, a lovely bay, and the Bay of Islands, a set of islets and rocks scattered in the water. Along the Great Ocean Road, you can also encounter various wildlife, such as koalas and kangaroos. Fraser Island is the largest sand island in the world, and it is located off the coast of Queensland, in the northeast of Australia. But it is not a simple sand island. It is a paradise for nature and adventure lovers. Fraser Island is part of the Great Sandy National Park, which covers the entire island and some smaller islands nearby. The park offers incredible landscapes between sand dunes, lakes, forests, wild beaches, and colored cliffs. The island is also rich in wildlife, including dingo, kangaroos, koalas, marine turtles, and whales. Fraser Island was formed by the action of winds and sea currents, which carried sand from the Australian coasts for millions of years. The sand accumulated on the seabed, creating a platform that allowed the growth of plants and trees. These in turn helped to stabilize the sand and create a habitat for animals. Among the attractions not to be missed are Lake Mackenzie, a freshwater lake surrounded by white sand and forests, Lake Wabi, an emerald green lake at the foot of a giant dune, and the wreck of the SS Mahino, a ship stranded in 1935. The Kimberley region is one of the most remote and wild regions of Western Australia, located in the northernmost part of the state. But it is not a simple region. It is a world apart, where you can see breathtaking landscapes and wildlife. Kimberley covers an area of over 420,000 square kilometers, almost as large as Germany, but has a population of about 41,000 inhabitants. Kimberley offers spectacular and varied landscapes between deserts, mountains, rivers, waterfalls, caves, beaches, and islands. The region is also rich in Aboriginal culture and history, with numerous sites of rock art and ancestral traditions. Among the attractions not to be missed are the Bungle Bungle Range, a set of hive-shaped rocks in Pernululu National Park, Cape Leveque, a peninsula with red beaches and turquoise waters, and the Horizontal Falls, 2 narrow passages between islands that create a horizontal waterfall effect. Lake Argyle, the largest artificial lake in Australia. The Mitchell Plateau, an area of rainforest with the spectacular Mitchell Falls. Byron Bay is a seaside town in New South Wales, in Australia. It is the easternmost town of mainland Australia. Byron Bay owes its name to the English explorer and Admiral John Byron, grandfather of the poet Lord Byron. Byron Bay is famous for its spectacular beaches, among which the main one is Main Beach, overlooking the homonymous Bay of Byron. Other beaches not to be missed are Wategos Beach, a quiet and picturesque beach surrounded by palm trees, and Tallow Beach, a wild and unspoilt beach. The Cape Byron Lighthouse was built in 1901 and is still in operation. Byron Bay is also a place rich in Aboriginal history and traditions. There are numerous sites of rock art and cultural centres dedicated to the Arakwal culture. Coober Pedy is located about 850 kilometres north of Adelaide. The town has two features that make it unique in the world. It is the opal capital of the world and most of the town is underground. Coober Pedy was born in 1915, when a boy named Willie Hutchison accidentally discovered some opals while looking for water. Opals are precious and colourful gems that form in underground rocks. Since then, Coober Pedy has become the largest producer of opals in the world, with over 70 mining fields that produce 90% of the world's white opals. But Coober Pedy is not just an opal mine, it is also an underground town, where about 2,000 people live who have adapted to the extreme conditions of the desert. In fact, the temperature here can exceed 50 degrees Celsius during summer, and sandstorms are frequent. For this reason, many inhabitants have decided to build their houses by digging into the rock. These houses maintain a constant temperature of about 23 degrees all year round and are equipped with all modern comforts. But not only houses are underground in Coober Pedy, also hotels, churches, museums and shops are carved into the rock. Getting on board the train Lagan is the most exclusive and adventurous way to explore Central Australia. This legendary train takes you from Adelaide to Darwin in 3 days and 2 nights, crossing the heart of the Australian continent and some of the most spectacular landscapes in the world. The Lagan takes its name from the Afghan camel drivers who from 1860 until the beginning of the 20th century contributed to explore and build infrastructure in the outback. The train started operating in 1929 between Adelaide and Alice Springs, but only in 2004 it reached its final destination of Darwin. Today the train is a true icon of Australia and offers passengers a luxury service with comfortable cabins, elegant restaurants and cosy lounges. On board you can enjoy a privileged view of the Australian landscape, which changes continuously from coast to coast. From the green hills of the South Wine region, to the arid and red plains of the outback, from the spectacular rock formations of the Red Centre, to the palm trees and plantations of the Northern Territory. During the journey, you can get off the train and visit some of the main attractions of Australia. You can take a walk to Simpsons Gap, a crack in the rock where a stream flows, climb on a small plane to fly over the spectacular Flinders Ranges. In Katherine you can choose a cruise in the Nitmiluk Gorge, a river gorge carved into the rock, or a helicopter flight to admire the waterfalls of Edith Falls. Here we are at the end of this wonderful journey to discover the beauties of Australia. I hope that through this video you have been able to appreciate the variety and the extraordinary beauty of the country. Don't forget that this video represents only a small part of the wonders that Australia has to offer. There is so much more to discover and experience in this country, and I'm sure that, if you have the opportunity to visit it, you will be fascinated and enchanted. Thank you again for following us on this virtual journey through the wonders of Australia. See you at the next adventure.